What's going on YouTube? Ollelito back here with the second video of FC26, and in today's video I will be ranking the top 10 best hidden gem players in FC26. Yes, the game is not out yet, but I figured out, yes, I really want to do a list with my favorite top 10 players. If I missed anyone, you let me know down in the comments. Before we jump into today's video, don't forget to subscribe. I would appreciate that massively. Now let's jump into today's video. Yes, the glasses needed to be on. It kind of looked like Harry Potter, but you know, the Harry Potter of FC26. Let's do this. Anyway, we're starting off with honorable mention, Amora. Playing for Wolfsburg at this moment in time. 90 pace, 86 dribbling, 81 shooting. Can also play left mid, left wing and cam. 4-star, 3-star, mainly a striker though. Playstyle will be chip shot. It says PS5. Looks like an acrobatic playstyle, I believe that is. Game changer, rapid and quick step. So decent playstyles for a striker. I definitely think he is going to be very cheap at the start of the game. Has some really good stats on him as well. And if we look at roles, if we go down a bit more, it says false 9, advanced forward, inside forward and inside forward for left mid, left wing, striker and striker there. So advanced forward for him will be really good. I still think roles will be important in FC26 as well. So honorable mention goes to Amora. He's not on the top 10 list though, but yeah, he gets an honorable mention for just almost getting into that list, if that makes sense. Play number 10. Obviously, it's very hard to rate because obviously the attacking players will be more hype. That's why I think when we go further down the list, they will be leaning more towards attacking players because, as I said, there's more hype around them. Starting off though with the 10th player on the list will be Ba. I think he will be an amazing fullback at the start of the game. I think you can find some hidden gems from the Portuguese league as well as he's playing for Benfica. If you've seen my latest video before this one, I actually built a squad or two squads that I think will be really good at the start of the game, and Ba is including one of them, mainly because he has the pace for a fullback, most important stat for a fullback in my opinion. Also 81 physique, which I think is really good, very strong. Also 73 defending. If you look at strength there at the bottom right there, he says 78, which is decent for a fullback. I mean, his passing is not bad, his dribbling is not that bad either. Playstyles manages to have ping pass for a fullback, I think is really good. Has whip pass, jockey, anticipate, rapid, relentless, and bruiser, I believe that is. And then also for the roles, he manages to have a wingback and attacking wingback. I think this will be a beast at the start of the game, and don't think he will be that expensive at all, as he is not from a top 5 league. So, but one of the best right backs that you can get for very cheap coins at the start of FC26. Play number 9 on my list will be, obviously we went for the right back. I decided, okay, I need to go for a left back as well. It's going to be Fran Garcia, obviously playing for Real Madrid. And as I said before with Ba, we're looking at pace in terms of at the start of the game with fullback, super important to have pace on them. Fran Garcia manages to have that, obviously. 78 dribbling on his card is very interesting as well. I like a fullback that manages to have some really good dribbling, so that's why he's on there. Looking at playstyles, whip pass, rapid and quick step. Obviously manages to have rapid and quick step in together. Judging off last year was really decent. If you look at roles, manages to attacking wingback and wingback. I think this will be one of the best left backs to start off in this year's game. Might even be the best cheap left back, we don't know yet. And I definitely think he is a player at least that should be playing for you. And if you have a better left back than him, the likes of Fernando Mendy and Nuno Mendes, whatever, would put him on the bench, because I think he will be a great substitute as well if you really manage to get better kind of fullbacks than Fran Garcia, obviously. But then obviously you need to pay more as well, and I think Fran Garcia will be very cheap off the market at the start of the game. So this is definitely a really good player. Play number 8 on my list will be Crystal Dunn from Paris Saint-Germain's women team. Some really good stats. If we're starting off judging off by her card, almost in the Hullet gang, almost. She manages to get in there. Can play right mid, left back and cam as well. Even though I definitely think CM will be her best position. Left back could be decent, but I still prefer to have a left-footed left back. Anyway, Dunn, some really good stats. Playstyles, that's probably why she's only number 8 on this list. She has rapid, she has quick step, she has relentless. No passing playstyle for CM kind of throws me off, even though stats EA said in the trailer will still be important this year. Obviously playstyle was like the main thing last year. Roles manages to have a half winger inside forward, not the greatest of roles to be honest, and that's why she is number 8 on my list. Some great stats, but unfortunately roles and playstyles is basically keeping her in that number 8 spot. Number 7 will be a cheap beast. This guy, I reckon, won't be worth over 1,000 coins at the start of the game when the game comes out, and that's because he's just a cheap beast, and that's why he's number 7 on my list. Otavio, really good stats, obviously playing in the Saudi league, I believe that is. Portuguese as well, can play CM and right mid, could possibly play him as a CM, even though I think 70 defending is a bit too low. If you're looking at roles, can play playmaker and shadow striker, can also play playmaker as a CM, and can play inside forward as a right midfielder. I wouldn't play him as a right midfielder. I definitely think Otavio's best position is as a cam. If you look at playstyles though, that's why he's also number 7 on the list and actually, you know, is making an appearance on the list. It's because he has some great playstyles. Incisive pass, ping pass, tiki-taka, technical first touch, and relentless. And to be able to have 3 passing playstyles at the start of the game, especially playing as a cam, is really important, I think. You will be able to find these kind of through balls to the strikers and to the wingers, which I think is super important. And just to have these kind of playstyles at the start of the game is really good. So that's why Otavio is number 7 on my list. Jumping into player number 6 is going to be the Japanese Messi, they like to call him. And it's going to be Kubo. 86 pace, 85 dribbling, really good stats, can play as a right winger or as a right midfielder. And I also like sometimes to have a left-footed right midfielder or right winger. We didn't really like that last year because of the Trivela shot, but now to be able to perform the Trivela, you will need to have a playstyle, which I don't think Kubo might actually have that. Even though I think having a left-footed player on the right-hand side, the likes of Kubo, Salah, for example, is really nice because then you are able to use that finesse to your advantage and find the ball into the back of the net towards the far post. And if we look at playstyles then, judging from what I just said, of course, he manages to have finesse. He has finesse, slow driven, game changer, inventive, which I believe is the Trivela playstyle, technical and first touch. Roles, winger plus, and I believe this is the only player in my top 10 list that manages to have a role with plus on. That's basically why he's also in that number 6 spot, because to be able to have winger plus at the start of the game is really nice as a role. He can also play inside forward, which I think was obviously the most overpowered role last year for wingers. Right wing, he's able to play as a wide playmaker, but also he is able to play as a wide playmaker with +1 as a right midfielder. So yeah, Kubo, number 6 on my list. Very good card, and I don't think he will be that expensive at the start of the game either. Player number 5, Nikita Paris. 90 pace, 82 shooting, 83 dribbling, really good stats. Can also play as a right winger, right midfielder. 4-star. Yeah, as I said, some really good stats on her. If you take a look at playstyles, she manages to have precision header, rapid and first touch, and then roles she manages to have advanced forward for a striker and inside forward for a right midfielder. The only reason why Paris is this high up the list is obviously not because of the playstyles and roles, because she doesn't really have that many playstyles and she doesn't have the best playstyles, but it is only because of her great stats. I mean, if we take a look at a striker in general at the start of, you know, every FC or FIFA game that we previously played, you look at pace, you look at shooting, you look at physique or dribbling. And if you take a look at this card, 90 pace, 82 shooting, 83 dribbling. I mean, you have 3 of the key stats there. And EA also said in the trailer or in like the patch notes before the game got released or is getting released, that stats will have a bit more of value this year than what playstyles had basically last year. Playstyles last year was basically the main thing, but hopefully stats will matter this year as well. And hopefully Paris will be a really good starter striker or as a starter winger at the start of the game. Also 4-star, which I think is also really decent. And this is what gets me excited now. Player number 4, probably my favorite player on this list in terms of stats, Malcolm. Why am I so hyped about this player? Basically, because of stats, but also positions, playstyles, and roles. So, if we start off, he can play as a cam, right mid, left mid, and CM. Which means that you can basically move him around towards the wing on both sides. You can play him as an attacking midfielder. Obviously, I wouldn't play him as a CM, because his defending is way too poor for that. But overall, really good card. Playstyles, managers have dead ball, low driven, incisive, whipped, inventive, rapid, and relentless. Really good playstyles for Cam at the start of the game. Would also be very cheap because he's playing in the Saudi league and is usually not the most hyped league at the start of this year's game or even the previous FC25 that came out. Looking at roles, managers to have playmaker for Cam, which is fantastic. Also half winger. I would possibly play him as a playmaker, or if you even want to play him as a right mid, he manages to have inside forward. So this is a card I'm very hyped about trying, and I will definitely try to get my hands on him early at this year's game. Player numero 3 will be Conor Gallagher, playing for Ollelito. You see what I did there, adding the Spanish. Anyway, really good stats. As I said, it's basically kind of the same thing as Dunn and Paris, because if you look at playstyles, he doesn't have the best playstyles. Manages to have block, intercept, and relentless. Roles, box to watch, which I think is great for CM. Half winger for Cam, I wouldn't play him as a Cam. CM, to be able to play him as a playmaker, I wouldn't play him as a playmaker either. And +1 in inside forward as a left. Conor Gallagher should play as a center midfielder. He shouldn't play in any other position. And as a center midfielder, I think his best role will be box to box, because I still think he has some good shooting on him, even though I see him more as kind of a defensive player. Because first of all of the playstyles, but also because 84 physique and 79 defending. And if we go further down here, it has body type, average, and normal. I feel like he will be a bit heavy on the balling game. That's why I feel like he will be a bit more of a powerhouse that tries to defend. So if you get Gallagher, I would advise you guys to get someone that's a bit more offensive next to him, or maybe even someone that's kind of similar to him, but that's a slightly bit more attack. liking. Conor Gallagher, that's why he's number 3 on my list, because of his great stats and also because of some decent roles and playstyles. And player number 2 will be, in my opinion then, judging off the players that I'm most hyped about, number 2 will be Ederson. And I think Ederson and Gallagher is quite similar. The only thing that Ederson has over Gallagher, in my opinion, is his playstyles. If we take a look at his playstyles first of all, he manages to have 7 wide playstyles at the start of the game, which is really, really good. Manages to have precision header, incisive pass, long ball pass, intercept, anticipate, aerial fortress, and relentless. And I think this guy will probably be the best center midfielder in terms of a budget, very cheap budget at the start of the game. Might be the most expensive one on this list as well, but he looks like an absolute powerhouse. Only has one role, box to box, but I still think, as we see up there, he doesn't have any other alternative positions. But I still think Ederson should play as a CM. It's kind of the same thing as Gallagher, even though I think Ederson has way better playstyles in general than Gallagher has. That's why Ederson is number 2 on my list, and that's why I also think he will be one of the best center midfielders at the start of this year's game. And player number 1, Lynn Biendolo. Striker, 89 pace, 80 shooting, 82 dribbling, 75 physique. The 4 key stats that I spoke about before as a striker, she has them all. 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, can also play as a cam, wouldn't play her as a cam though. If you look at play styles for a striker in general, she manages to have finesse shot, great play style for a striker. Aerial fortress, which is also decent. Rapid and quick step, adding them together will make her an absolute powerhouse, and also adding on finesse in towards that when she's inside the box. Mamma mia, I believe she will be used in a lot of people's squads at the start of the game, and you will probably see her face in the majorities of the first squads in weekend league as well. Roles, force 9 target forward, and this is why I think she would have been first by a mile if she managed to have advanced forward as a role. We don't know yet about what roles will be the best. I can just judge off by last year, and by last year the advanced forward role was clearly the best for a striker. We'll see if force 9 target forward is good this year as well, but Lynn Biendolo takes number 1 spot on this list. So guys, that's been it for today. Let me know down in the comments if I missed a cheap beast. I probably did. There are so many good players at the start of this year's game now that came out, so I probably missed someone. Let me know whoever that player was, and also rate my list, because I think it was a very good list. I put down a lot of time into this, search for players and try to find the best cheap and meta ones at the start of this year's game. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for today, boys. Love you guys, and peace.